Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Justin and thank you for tuning in to Video Game Addict. Today I've got this awesome little presentation for you guys, my very first tutorial, Redacted. This is the Watch Dogs text effect. I've actually had to do this by myself for about like 6 or 7 times. I'm still not 100% on it. I do have some notes off to the side here on my second screen, which of course you cannot see because that's the way I like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to show you guys what this effect looks like as I talk here. But this, again, is the Watch Dogs text effect. Now, this is very simple, but in the presentation, there, as you notice, these little like light rays, that is a third-party plugin that is not required for this. I just kind of put it on there to kind of make it look a little bit more special. If you're interested in that plugin, it's called Trapcode Shine, which is part of the Trapcode products, and all you need to do is just go ahead and Google it. I believe it's made by Red Giant Software, which is the company that also does plugins like Magic Bullet Looks, so on and so forth. But you know, there's no real reason you have to put that on there. If you're just looking for something that's kind of quick and easy to do, this is definitely one of those kind of effects that you want to stick with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a new composition. I'm going to call it the text animation. And my settings are going to be 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames a second and 5 seconds plus a frame long. Background color doesn't matter. You can use any settings that you want. I highly encourage you to play around with the settings of this entire tutorial to kind of give like a different appearance than what you're about to see. So the very first thing we're going to do with our new comp is we're going to create a new text layer, and I'm going to call this Redacted. That's how you pronounce it, by the way, Redacted, not redacted, not reacted, forgetting the D, because you're going to get that later. No, but sorry. It's a bad rape joke, I'm sorry. The font I'll be using is Arial with a style of narrow at 300 pixels, and I just set it to bold and all caps for my effect, and I'm going to go ahead and distribute the layer to the exact center. And with our Redacted, I'm going to go ahead and drop down the properties of our text, and I'm going to go ahead and animate this bad boy with a character offset, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a randomized text effect. So at the 0 mark, I'm going to go ahead and set a keyframe for start and a keyframe for offset. Now, offset is the only value I'm going to change for this moment. I'm going to go ahead and just type in a random number. Doesn't really matter exactly what number you put in. I think the limit, if I'm not mistaken, is like, yeah, 65,535. But I want to stick with 100 because that's what I do. And I'm going to move to the 1 second mark. Again, you can have it go up until like 3 seconds, 4 seconds. If you've got a longer composition going, you can do 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. It doesn't matter. But for this tutorial, I'll be sticking with 1. And I'm going to change my start up to 100% and bring my character offset down to 0. I'm going to hit the page down key on my keyboard, which moves 1 frame forward, and I'm going to go ahead and bring start back down to 0 and character offset to 200. And I'm going to come over here to the 2 second. Actually, no, I'm going to come over here to the 131 mark. Yeah, there we go. Bring this back up to 100 and bring the set down to 0. And what this does is it gives you, if I go ahead and hit play, it gives you the randomized text revealing redacted or whatever text you choose, and then, you know, brings it back to randomized and brings it back to redacted, so on and so forth. You can have this repeat as many times as you want. In fact, I like that so much, I'm going to go ahead and copy it. Come over here to the 132, paste. Come over here to 304 and paste. So what this does is it gives me the same exact keyframe settings as from 0 to 1, and then 101 to, what is that, 131, and then 132, so on and so forth. Same exact thing repeating over and over again, but for a completely different look. And again, guys, I cannot stress this enough. You can use your own values. Do not stick to these. This is just randomizing text. This is not completely unique for everyone, whether you use the same values or not. You want something a little bit different. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take our text animation, because we're done with this composition. I'm going to name this low res. Okay, get rid of the effect for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and take my pen tool, and I'm going to kind of just draw a weird little line going through the middle from top to bottom, or bottom to top, doesn't matter. This weird little obtuse box. And then I'm going to duplicate this and name it block noise. And you'll see why in a second. Oops. Okay, so block noise. I'm then going to add in the card wipe. Transition completion is going to be set to 0. Independent is selected. Doesn't matter what back layer you use because it's the same thing. Transition width is going to be set to 50. Rows is going to be set to 20. Columns is going to be 20. Card scale can be left at 1. And random seed is going to be set to 10. Now we're going to go ahead and come down here to the position jitter and change the X jitter amount to 1. So what this does, if we go ahead and turn low res off for a moment, this kind of gives us like this weird little blocky like effect. And I'm going to go ahead and add in the effect mosaic. And that kind of gives us the actual digital noise. But before I go ahead and start playing around with mosaic, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the jitter amount. I'm going to set a keyframe. Oops, at the 0 mark. And I'm going to come over here to the 1. And I'm going to set it to 0. And I'm going to hit page down. Starting to see a trend. Set this to 1. Come over here to 2. Set this to 0. Page down. 1. Go ahead and hit U on my keyboard to kind of speed things up a little bit. Oh no, it didn't actually work. I forgot to actually hit the keyframe. There we go. So it's set to 1. Turn that off. Come over here to 1 second. 0. Page down. 1. Come over here to 2. 0. Page down. 1. You see where I'm going with this now that I actually have it going. I'm going to come over here to 3, and boom. So that kind of completes the noise effect. So now I'm going to turn low res back on, and I'm going to add in. Oops, I'm going to come back over here to slice. I'm going to add a text animation back in. Hey, be nice. There we go. So I've got my text animation here on the bottom. I've got low res, which is creating that shape. Again, if I turn that off, get your black noise. And on the low res composition, actually, no, I'm sorry, we didn't finish. Come over here to the effects controls panel, turn on mosaic. Horizontal blocks is going to be set to 20. The vertical is going to be set to 50, and make sure sharp colors is turned off, because sharp colors kind of blends everything. You can leave it switched on, which I'm going to do, but for a more blocky noise, you can just leave it off. It doesn't quite matter whether you leave it on or off. In the end, it'll look a little different, but that's, again, it's nothing crazy. I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that my card wipe settings are correct. So the transition to 0, independent, 20 and 20. Card scale is going to be changed to 0.8. That's what I forgot. Okay, there we go. That looks a little bit better. And then random seed set to 10, and the jitter amount is activated. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Random blocks around the bottom half of the text, which is fine. It's cut off by the mask. We already did the freezing animation and everything. Now it is time to come over here back to our project tab, take the slice composition, we're going to drag it on down, and slice to Control K. We will name this horizontal breaks. Okay, again, same exact settings. Boom. Okay. We are going to rename the slice layer to wave warp. We're going to duplicate that bad boy. We're going to name this block dissolve. Okay. So now that we've went ahead and done that, and with block dissolve highlighted, we're literally going to type in block dissolve. Oops, there we go. Double click it to select that effect on this layer. Transition completion is going to be set to 95%. The block width is at 270, height of 3, and for the best quality, even though this has best quality turned on, turn it off. Now you're not going to see any major changes just yet, but you will in a moment. With wave warp now selected, you guessed it, wave warp. Now this will make it look ugly as hell, but trust me, we're about to change that. Wave type we're going to set from sine to square, which automatically makes it look a lot better. The wave height is going to be set to 270. Oh, wait, no. Wave height is at 0. Wave width is going to be 270. Directions at 0, and the speed will be at 0. And what this does is it kind of makes it jump a little bit. Go ahead and play a little bit. As you can tell, it doesn't really do much just yet. But with the wave warp selected, what we're going to do is we're going to come down into where is it? Okay, so we're going to come over here to the 1 second mark. And this is whenever it's going to make it jump a little bit, kind of, make it look all crazy. We're going to set a keyframe on the wave height. Not the wave width, but the wave height. And I'm going to go ahead and hit key, because the U on my keyboard, because this makes it a little bit easier than working out of here. We're going to move ahead 1 keyframe. And we're going to set this to 107, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay. So now it kind of spreads it out on the height a little bit, kind of make it a little jumpy. So at the 1 second mark, it's at 0, 107. I'm sorry, 101. It jumps, and then 102 back down to 0. And I'm going to take these keyframes and just kind of randomly place them in no particular order. Just kind of have it, randomly thrown throughout my composition. Even have one right there at the end. So as you can see, it's starting to come together pretty damn good. If I just play real quick again, not real time. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and take a sip of my coffee. Damn good coffee. Yes. Okay, so we went ahead and crossed over one of these little glitchy, and that's exactly what it is. It's the glitchy movement from side to side. Okay, maybe going a little too fast. There we go. So, with wave warp now finished, And again, this part is optional, but if you want the more unique look, we're going to drop down the horizontal breaks into a new composition. Because at this point, it's pretty much finished. You can just go ahead and add in an adjustment layer, and you come over here to where is it? Blur and sharpen, and we add in a what is it? A channel blur. I'll find it one of these days. Not directional. Yeah, there we go. Channel blur. And set the red blurriness to like 5, and it kind of gives like this blue tint. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do something a little bit different. Come over here to horizontal breaks. Drop that bad boy down to a new comp. And for this, I'm going to call it the pixel effect. Again, not required, but interesting to look through and see what this is going to turn out to be. We're going to add the channel blur to this. So blur and sharpen, channel blur. Set the blurriness on red to 5, which gives it the blue edge. Maybe increase this to like 10. There we go. Kind of makes it stand out a little bit better than 5. You can even probably increase this to 20. Let's check that out. Yeah, there we go. I like that. So I'm going to stick with 20. Now, what we're going to do is, after the channel blur, we're going to add the grid effect. So, I'm going to go into grid, and we're going to generate a grid. Oops, no. There we go. Okay, so where did it go? Oh my god, where did it go? Don't worry, I promise it's still there. What we're going to do, we're going to set the size form to the width and height sliders. And what this is going to do is it's going to kind of generate a grid over top of our text and everything we just worked on, basically. So the width is going to be set to 3, and the height is going to be set to 6. And the border is going to be set to 2. Now, again, our text isn't appearing yet, but we can go ahead and check off this little box that says invert grid. And we're going to set the blending mode to stencil alpha. And there we go. There is our beautiful, beautiful text. Kind of give it a little bluish hue. And so far, so good. Again, if you've purchased the Trapcode, suite. Oops, where'd it go? Oh god, I just got nervous for a second there. Presets. No, it's not under presets. It's under Trapcode. There it is. Okay, so this is what the Trapcode suite is. You've got 3D stroke, echo space, form, horizon, lux, particular, which I'm sure many of you have possibly heard of, shine, sound keys, and star glow rather. I'm going to go ahead and add shine into this. I'm going to add shine. Oh, it would help if I had the layer selected. There we go. So this is what shine looks like from the default. I'll go ahead and minimize these guys. It does not look pretty at first. But what we're going to do is we're going to drop down the box that says colorize, and we're going to come over here to, where is it? It was radioactive. No, it wasn't radioactive, I think. Deep sea. There we go. And basically these are just like presets for, for whatever, but I think it was there we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change. Oh, no, I want that. Damn it, no. Oh god, I am 10 kinds of messed up today. No. Yes, okay. So now we have like this nice cyan thing going, but it looks a little ugly. I'm going to change the ray length to 8 to kind of make it a little bit more suitable, I'm going to boost light by 4. I could probably even increase this to like 6 without getting it too cheesy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shadows and kind of darken them up a little bit. There we go. Take the mid-lows, slightly darker than the cyan. Mid-tones, mid-high, and highlights all leave alone. And then the transfer mode I'm going to set to overlay. And so it kind of gives like that appearance that I saw, or it created for you guys early on in the the preview. So if I go ahead and do a RAM preview, and this may take a moment, this is as close to the original as I can get. If you guys have any suggestions, or if you found a way to do this differently, please let me know, because I would definitely like to know, something a little bit different. Like I said, the grid effect and the shine effect here in the background are not necessary. I can even show you guys how to do this in Photoshop. It's actually a lot easier than you would think. There's actually no plugins used. It's all it is just rasterizing text. So while I go ahead and do the RAM preview, I just want to let you know, guys, this concludes part 1 of the 2-part tutorial. Like I said, in the next video, I will show you guys how to create an awesome little background for this effect using Element 3D and Robite Plexus. Remember, if you like this video, make sure to like the video actually itself, not just, like it, I like it, and subscribe for more tutorials and video game related news, previews, and reviews. Until next time, here's a final presentation of what we just created right here. Until next time, guys, my name is Justin, and take care.
Yeah.